Hey everybody, I'm Jeff. He's Bob. That's Roger. There's Jay. We are in beautiful Dolly Sods, West Virginia for 3 days and 2 nights of backpacking, and this is Old Man Hiking.
Amen.
Amen.
Actually is.
Huh?
You know where the trailhead actually
No, that was your job. Trailhead? Where's it? No.
I've
It's
spent a lot of time walking around trying to find where do we actually begin here.
down there.
Down here? Okay.
Used to be. I don't know. I've never been here before. Did you lock it?
I did.
Okay.
Now you got, yeah, I put the keys in. That's why I was waiting to do it so I could put the keys away. It's all locked up.
All right. Oh, I thought that said just married. I figured that said just married. I just wonder how many are day hikers versus backpackers.
Me and Gina were up here a month ago.
Yeah.
We come up here, man, there was backpackers galore. This time it just seemed like, from all the people I saw coming in, it was just day hikers.
Yeah. Well, this is beautiful.
Weather stayed like this, it'd be great.
Can't ask for anything better. About 70 degrees. And there's our first objective. So every video I've ever watched about hiking here, they always show the sign about the live bombs. So I guess we have to do that. So there could be bombs. Stay away from them. That's all we need to know, right? Yeah. All right.
Don't be digging a cat hole over one of those.
Back during World War II, they used this as a training ground, and they drop, yeah. Every now and then they still find a live one, although I don't think they have for a long time.
Yeah, I think I read here all back there.
Seriously? Okay. And
See why they call it the Bear Rocks Trail already.
yeah.
This wide, it was just mud and water. It was like walking a creek.
Yeah, this reminds me of spruce knob, rhododendrons and rocks.
Yep.
Can you find one that didn't have flowers on it or something?
No, not at the time.
Okay.
I was in a flowery neighborhood. All right.
There you go.
Oh gosh. Whoa.
That's not a bounce, that's a lift. Oh. Yeah. It was worth it, wasn't it? Yes, definitely.
You got it made now.
Like an apple orchard.
It does, doesn't it?
We made it.
Give me a big smile, you made it.
I can't make it.
You have to make it. I don't know where the nearest ranger is.
Yeah, we'll make it.
Going that way. It is good to be home.
Say, Molly, huh? Come on down. Come on in.
I see you. You see me. I'm not getting any closer. She just walked right into our camp. So dinner is on, and Roger, in the best campfire tradition, brought hot dogs. Only enough for him, but hot dogs.
I'll share. I have 4.
Jay's getting ready to use his alcohol stove for the very first time. Boom. It may be lead, you just don't know it. Huh.
I have matches if you want a match.
No, I've got some too. I'm just hard-headed. I lit it like this the other day. About.
Maybe you're just nervous because you've never been filmed doing it before.
Oh, didn't realize you were filming me.
Oh, now you really are nervous.
No, I really put the pressure on.
There we go.
Okay.
Nope.
I was getting ready to ask
Yep.
you if you put water in there instead of alcohol.
That went out.
We did. Dinner on the trail. We had hot dogs over here. We got Italian over here. I'm going the Tex-Mex route, and what would you call yours, Jay? Asian?
I guess.
If it's got sweet pork in the title, it must be
Yeah,
Asian.
sweet pork.
Yeah,
I call it Asian.
yeah. Okay.
Mexican Asian.
This is like just food from around the world here tonight.
Yeah. We're cultured.
Absolutely. Nothing like a campfire to warm you up, even when it's not too cold. This is what happy, full people look like. While everybody's relaxing at the fire, we'll take a quick tour of the setups and see what everybody has. Obviously, myself, Bob, and Jay all went tarp shopping at the same place. These are all Hennessy Hex tarps. A little on the heavy side, but man, they provide the coverage, and I'm willing to sacrifice the weight for that. I got my Dream Hammock Darien. Hammock Gear Econ 40 underquilt. Hammock Gear Econ 40 top quilt in blaze orange. Bob just bought a Dutchware half zip hammock with the Snug Pack underquilt. Again, a little on the heavy side, but for a synthetic quilt, you can't beat the price. Roger has the REI Co-op Passage 2 tent. He preferred to go tent this time. Have no idea what kind of sleeping bag he's got or pad, but anyway, that's his setup. Jay over here has the complete Hennessy set. Everything he has. Hammock, tarp, everything is Hennessy. I think we're all going to sleep well tonight. Cool, foggy morning. Give me a big smile.
Forward march.
Out into the sunlight. Man, it looks good out there now. All right. We go that way, we go back to the car. We go that way, we forge ahead. Which way you going?
Do what?
I said if we go that way, we go back to the car and go
We ain't
home.
ready to go to the car yet.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I just want to hear you say it.
This is what we're supposed to go, follow this road?
Yep.
Yep.
So we had a successful night one, although we did have some interruptions to sleep, but you know, hey, it's wonderful to be out in the middle of the forest and listening to the night sounds lull you to sleep. You know, the deer wandering around, the wind whispering through the spruce trees. I call that night music. The voice of a 12-year-old Boy Scout yelling at 11 o'clock at night to his other scout mates, "Hey, I found our campsite." All the things that make being out in nature very special. So here we start day 2. Some of the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen.
We're not gonna hurt you. Not gonna hurt you at all.
That's a new one. You can come on back, Mama.
Gina actually taking a walk last year down our road. Mom, why are you back in the house? Why aren't you out there with? Because they're sleeping sound. Every dog in the neighborhood's barking. I'm coming back in here with the dog.
That's what I tried to test my hammock out in the front yard, and it was the same thing. The neighbor's dog's barking and all this noise, and you know, and Susan said, "Well, how are you going to sleep in the mountains if you can't even sleep in the front yard?" Well, come to find out, the mountains are a lot quieter,
They are.
except for Boy Scouts. Other than that. On the very top edge of Dolly Sods, looking down into the Canaan Valley, just off the Rocky Ridge Trail. Pretty impressive. Beautiful Canaan Valley.
This is one of those honeycomb rocks. See here? It's not quite as good as those. I mean,
Yeah.
those are like little trapezoids and all kinds of stuff, but that's what it
Same
is.
pattern.
Yeah.
Same erosion pattern. Pretty neat, huh?
Yeah, it are. Somebody even found a place to bunker fire in there.
Yep.
Lean on if you want it.
I believe I got it made. We still got a mile of this stuff out there. That is a big valley.
Yes, it is.
You don't realize it when you're driving through it.
So this is what we're currently dealing with. This is the trail. But we are walking up a stream. This is the Blackbird Knob Trail. We've officially turned the corner and we're heading back toward the car. But we aren't anywhere near the car. That's not until tomorrow. Hunkered down and waiting on a thunderstorm. Not just a thunderstorm, but we have hail. Yeah, that was very we are hanging on till it's over. Good morning, everybody. It is the morning of day 3, another restful night in the woods. Sun's coming up. It's about, I don't know, probably 6:15 or so, so I'll be crawling out of bed here soon. We had a pretty intense thunderstorm there last evening. I didn't get to film a whole lot. We got into camp, found our spots, just had time to get my tarp up and nothing else, and it let loose. A lot of thunder and lightning. We had 3 strikes that were really close, like right on top of us. Rain, then it rained harder, and then we started having some hail. It a small hail, but it probably hailed for 30 minutes or so. Just hunkered down under the tent, or under the tarp actually, and just rode it out. And then it turned into a very beautiful evening, although everything is just dripping wet. So anyway, I'll be getting up here soon and working on breakfast and coffee. And today we head back to the car. So back later. This was bed last night. It's all packed up, ready to go to the car. Everybody else is about ready. And we keep hearing thunder back that way. It's a direction the storm came last night, so we kind of feel like we're racing the rain. We will see what happens as we get on the trail.
Got it.
All right.
That's some kind of cold, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cold. Just remember, you picked this trail.
Some kind of cold.
You made it.
I got your bags are up this.
Back to what they call the trail. And we are back to the car just in time. So it is about 4 months, I think, since we took that trip to Dolly Sods, right?
It sounds about like it.
June. And I felt like we really didn't get a good end to the video because your knees were bothering you.
I was a grumping.
You were grumping. Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were in a very good mood there toward the end of it. And we were racing the rain, and when it storms at Dolly Sods, it really storms at Dolly Sods. So we were trying to get back to the car, and I just felt like we hurried up and didn't get a lot of closure to the video. So I thought we'd just talk about it a few minutes. And first of all, did you like the trip?
Absolutely, absolutely. Go back again.
Even though you grumped?
Even though I grumped for pastime.
Good point. So one thing I've noticed different videos I've watched, a lot of comments I've read, people really, they compare that area to Canada. And I was just in Canada in September, and that's going to be the next video. And I can definitely agree with that. There were areas that I could change one video for the other, and you wouldn't know if you were in Canada or West Virginia.
From the pictures I've seen, that's about right.
Yeah, yeah. So we 2.5 days, 2 nights. We had some beautiful weather. We had a thunderstorm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it turned into a hailstorm.
3 big lightning strikes.
Right on top of us. We had enough time to get our tarps up, and that was about it. And I was laying as far back under my tarp as I could, hugging my backpack, praying that I lived through all of it. And that's when the hail started to fall.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And this one, what did you do? You just went ahead and put your...
I just got soaking wet trying to set everything up.
But you got your hammock set up. He crawled in it, and that was about 6 o'clock in the evening.
Just about right.
And a couple of times I thought he was dead because we didn't see him anymore, and we were out and about and went over and checked on him, and finally decided he was in bed for the night. And I don't think we saw you till 6 o'clock the next morning.
Yeah, you're about right. I was cold and wet, and I got warm, and I stayed warm.
Nothing wrong with that. And then the first night, we were all in bed, everybody tucked away for the night, 11 o'clock. And we hear these Boy Scouts yelling, "We found it, we found it." There's a whole Boy Scout troop came in on top of us, and they'd been looking for this same campsite in the dark.
Yeah.
And had no idea there was anybody else in the woods with us. And then, did you sleep through that?
I did. When you're tired, you're tired.
I guess. Well, we got you plenty tired because, yeah, they woke me up. But anyway, we ended up camping with the Boy Scouts the second night, too. They got there ahead of us. But one wild river crossing, some scrambling on the rocks. What else happened?
Well, I don't know.
It's been 4 months, right?
Yeah, that was a while back.
One thing I noticed, some of they were called trails, but it actually felt like you were just walking up a creek bottom. And it didn't matter how flat the rocks were, it looked like they were all turned on their edge.
Right.
And so that wears your feet and your legs out after a while, walking on those rocks, but you can't hardly get away from them. Yeah, you can't get away from them. So one more thing we got to do, we got to give the trail our rating. We got 1 bob to 5 bobs, depending on, how well you liked it. So tell me, how would you rate that trail? 5 is the best, 1 is the worst.
Yeah, I know. Well, let's go with a 4.
Okay. Why would you say a 4?
Well, we had a lot of water on top of the ridge.
Yeah, that took a little bit of the enjoyment off of it. So we're officially going to give this 4 bobs. So beautiful hike, glad we did it. You say you'd go back?
Ready to go back right now.
Okay, all right, well, we're not, but
I know, but I'm ready.
okay, all right, well, hope we see you out on the trail sometime, and in the meantime, get off the couch, get out there and walk somewhere.
Absolutely.
All right.
Even if it's in town.
Even if it's in town.
Yeah, no doubt about it.